Neri has only been in this city for 2 months, and she has grown to hate it with a passion. Ever since she inherited her grandfather's estate, she's been rebuilding, repainting, refurnishing, and tidying up thanks to the money inheritance that came with it. It was her best friend Iki's idea to turn into the Callaway Manor, a local B&B with horse riding lessons and trails. But the city that came with it was more than she could handle. Everywhere she turned, she always seemed to catch a downpour that she swore was aiming for her. Iki was convinced that Neri was homesick, but she knew better. She knew this city was out to get her. She groans when a newspaper smacks her right in the face. See, Iki. Neri yanks the newspaper away. This isn't even today's date. Iki plucks the paper from Neri's hands. Wow, how is this still in one piece? It's a week old. I'm telling you. This city seeks me out. I don't even read the newspaper. Neri looks at the front and snatches it back. Look, this is about my grandfather. Ha! Iki leans forward to read along. This says there was some scrutiny over his death. Apparently, his local tailor said that he did not believe my grandfather died from a heart attack, but was actually murdered, Neri says. Do you think that's possible? It's written like a gossip magazine, but honestly I could believe it. Iki frowns. We should be extra careful, just in case. In that notion, who do you think would gain? I mean, no one knew I even existed. Neri folds the newspaper and slips it into her purse. Maybe that was the whole point, Iki says. Whoever killed him thought they would be able to step in and take over Callaway Manor. That's true, so we could be next. Neri hugs her arms over her chest. She takes a step onto the street when suddenly a taxi drives past them, soaking her down from a puddle she didn't even see on the pavement. Okay, that's just bizarre, Iki says, peering at the ground. She was spotless. I told you. This city has it out for me. Neri pushes wet hair out of her face. I swear a puddle was not here a moment ago. I know a lot of weird things have been happening to you, but how would a city be able to have it out for you? I don't know, maybe it's cursed, maybe I'm cursed. My whole family seems to be. Murder. Disappearances. Conspiracy. Scandal. She loops an arm with her friend as they cross the street together. Well, if you're cursed, I am too, Iki says. We're in this together. And that's why we're best friends. I still haven't gotten a hold of Pascal, Neri says. To ask him about Petunia Ellington. Every time I go to corner him, he seems to vanish. That may be my fault, Iki says. I think I insulted him the other day. How so? Neri glances at her. I may have been talking to Nessie and the conversation may have turned to how young she looks, and he may have walked in when I said he looked old. I don't think he's that much older than we are. Neri searches for a sign. Do you see the bakery? I promised Nessie we'd get some fresh bread and muffins. I am bad with people, Iki says solemnly. She looks around. The usual stores and coffee shops were in sight, but no bakery. I think we're on the wrong street. Have you apologized or something? Neri goes onto her tiptoes to try and find a street sign. Just then a biker rams right into her and knocks her forward onto the sidewalk, only not hitting her head thanks to Iki catching her and going down with her. Excuse you. Iki yells, carefully untangling herself from Neri and helping her best friend sit up. Did you get a good look at that guy? I want to punch him. Where did he go? She searched the sidewalk and didn't even see a bike in sight. She rubs at her neck. Told you. Neri stares straight ahead when she sees a sign laid out that reads Gloria's Bakery. You have to be kidding me. There's the bakery. Where did you come from? Iki asks the bakery, awed. I'm telling you, this is a weird city. She limps her way with Iki's help into the bakery. Thankfully it had booths and tables. Neri takes a seat in the corner. I don't think anything is broken. I don't know anything about medicine, Iki says. She considers taking a class or something, but she knows it won't hold her interest, so dismisses the idea. Well, I'm pretty sure I'd know. Can you go up and order a dozen chocolate chip muffins and 2 loaves of bread? Neri asks. She digs into her purse for money. On it. Iki stretches a little when she stands, testing her soreness. No real damage done, she decides. Do you want to get a hot chocolate on the way back? Sounds perfect. Neri felt like one big bruise. Let's make that a quick trip. This city may kill me. Iki nods and makes her way to the counter. Several minutes later she returns and holds the bags aloft triumphantly. I have done it. Yay! Neri leans back in the booth. I love the estate, but this is a city. I miss Little Brook. I know. Iki sets the bag down and offers Neri her hand. But in Little Brook, you didn't have horses. That's true. And that Mustang was worth the price my grandfather spent. He's stunning. Neri leans forward. I just wish I could have gotten to know him. It seems like you two would have gotten along, Iki says. She wishes her friend could have had the opportunity to at least meet her grandfather. It was such a waste that she hadn't. Iki glances at the line that had formed since she stepped away from the counter. It would be a bit until their hot chocolate would be ready. She takes a seat opposite Neri. It does. Hopefully, this will help me learn more about him. Neri taps her fingers on the table. I'll help you however I can, of course, Iki says. Thanks. Neri sighs softly. Let's just get these goodies and get out of here. She was so thankful to see their order in a box on the counter. Iki leaves the bag with Neri, then retrieves the boxed hot chocolates. As they step out onto the street, she remembers what they were talking about before they were nearly run over. Do you think I should apologize to him? I don't know. What did you do to the cashier? Neri glances back at the man behind the counter. Not him, Iki says. She pauses. At least I don't think I did anything to him. Did she? It was highly probable. She shakes her head. I'm talking about Pascal. Oh, the old comment. You could try it? He's very hard to catch though. Neri looks both ways before crossing the street, but when she hears her name, she turns only to be smacked with a downpour of flowers. Ack. Iki leans back reflexively as a veritable storm of flowers rains down on them. What how? I have no idea. Neri marches on, determined to not make a scene even if she was covered in flowers. I will say this again. This city has it out for me.